Hello again, and welcome back to the WhitstallFlowerCompany.com here on the YouTube channel. My name's Kevin, I'm the resident florist here at the Whitstall Flower Company in Kent. And this month we've been talking about Halloween, which is coming up rapidly. And last time I showed you how to make a fairly traditional arrangement with autumn colours and leaves in a pumpkin. Well, I'm going to carry on with that theme, but we're going to do something a bit different today. Again, we're going to use the pumpkin as the base of our arrangement, but I want to show you just how wacky and creative you can be with pumpkins. So what we're going to do today is we're going to spray this pumpkin. Pumpkins take colour really well, and Oasis do a wonderful range of colours, coloured sprays and paints that you can use on certain types of foliage, certain plants, and of course pumpkins. And today I'm going to spray this pumpkin silver. So here we are with this Oasis spray paint. It's silver in colour, it's about £5. You can get it from good wholesalers or perhaps your florist. And first thing you need to do is give it a good old shake, and then just let rip on your pumpkin. Remember to put newspaper down. You don't want to go ruining your table. Once the paint is dried on your pumpkin, you're ready to take the lid off. So just take a sharp knife and cut around the lid, and then take off the piece of pith that would have been here, and hollow your pumpkin out. I've already done that, and I've placed inside some plastic bag that stops the air and water getting into the pumpkin and allowing it to rot too quickly. Once you've done that, you're ready to fill it with some floral foam. Now, here's a piece of floral foam that I've already soaked. Remember, you allow floral foam to sit on the water and sink to the bottom. That's the way it soaks correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a few blocks off here. It's not a very big pumpkin, so we don't need a huge amount. I think that'll probably be enough for the centre. Yep. And then we're just going to cut a few bits off just to wedge around the edge, keep it in place. Just to act as a bit of an anchor for the centre piece. And place those inside, keeping it inside the plastic bag. There we go. And then we're ready for this central piece of Oasis, which is going to go in now. There you are. And there is the basis for your arrangement. Now, I've got two lovely plants or flowers to go into this arrangement. One of which is this lovely chocolate calla lily that we have spare that I thought I'd use. Calla lilies are not really part of the lily family, but they are beautiful and elegant flower to use in arrangements. Just a couple of words of warning. All parts of this plant are toxic, and they do tend to leak a sap at the bottom. So if you're ever using them in a bridal arrangement, or you're using them anywhere where they can come into contact with anything, once you've cut it, it's always good to actually just coat the end with some clear nail varnish, which stops the sap coming out. It actually keeps the life in if you're making a bouquet or something like that. But this is going into the Oasis, so we don't need to worry about that just now. And the other plant I want to use is gorgeous anthurium. Now, here's an anthurium that I've cut down. I cut down to use in something else. It's called pistache, it's green. It's got this lovely pink veining and tinging. But what I want to do is keep in theme with this pumpkin, so I'm going to spray this silver. Now when you buy anthuriums, they tend to come in these little test tubes, just to keep them alive. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to take the lid off the test tube and pour the water out into a bucket. And we're going to pop that test tube over the anther here. And then we're going to take our silver spray, which I've put down over here. Nothing like being organised. And then we're just going to spray this silver, just to reflect what we have already in the pumpkin. And it doesn't take much. Do it over some newspaper or some cloth. It doesn't take much. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of green showing through, that's quite nice. Make sure you do the back. These particular flowers, anthuriums, take paint very well. And sometimes when you need a colour that you can't get in nature, turquoise or a very dark purple, it's good to use a plain anthurium and just spray them. You get this wonderful effect. Now here's two that I've made earlier in true Blue Peter style, and so they're going to form the basis of our arrangement. Now, because we only have stems and there's no foliage in this arrangement, what we need is something to cover up this oasis. So what I'm going to use is bun moss. And bun moss is called bun moss because it's a kind of moss and it grows in the shape of a bun. It's quite expensive. It's about £8 a tray if you buy it from your wholesaler. But it does last, and you can reuse it and reuse it, and as long as it gets light and is kept moist, it'll last for months and months and months. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these and set these on top of our pumpkin, just massaging it in so that it forms a nice pillow on top of the pumpkin itself. And then we're going to hold that in place with some mossing pins. Now mossing pins are quite heavy duty, they look like this. If you don't have mossing pins, you can just bend a piece of quite stout wire and you just push them through the moss and into the side of the pumpkin, just to keep this in place. Now I'm going to go all the way around this, just popping those pins in, just to keep this moss in place there. There you are. Now we're ready to add our flowers. Calla lilies have quite strong stems, but they do tend to droop and wilt after they've had a lack of water. So sometimes in an arrangement it's nice actually to exaggerate that kind of droop, and I think on this particular one I'd like to do that with half of them. So what you need to do is, working from the neck, you just use your thumb, and on the side that you want the calla lily to bend, you just massage the stem, and what that does is it breaks down a few of the fibres within the stem and it creates a natural curve. And I think it's nice to have a natural curve sometimes in our work. And you just keep massaging this until you get the amount of curve that you require. Don't go too hard or you'll snap the stem, but just keep massaging, and now what you'll see is the stem begins to bend. Now I'm going to do that on a few more of these stems, and then we'll start making. So now we're ready to start adding our plants to the arrangement. I've cut down a calla stem here because I want these to spiral upwards. So to keep all of the calla heads pointing outwards. What I've done is I've added a cocktail stick to the bottom of the calla. Not all people do this, but I think it helps to bed it into the oasis. So what we're going to do is, because this stem won't go through the bun moss without breaking, I'm just going to take a piece of dowel and just gently work my way through the bun moss and into the oasis to a good depth, down where there's water. And then I'm going to take my calla stem and follow that through and place it down into the oasis. There you are. And I'm going to repeat that again, working upwards in a spiral, but working out from the centre. And take another one, down into the oasis. And then I'm going to cut this stem slightly longer, add a cocktail stick, take out your dowel, and then pass that down back into the oasis. So as you can see now, I've added all of my calla lilies and they slowly spiralled up towards the centre. The ones that I've bent, I've used as the tall ones so that they lean over. And now all that's left for this rather unusual arrangement is to add a few callas, anthuriums. And as I say, we have a short one here which really lends itself to being used down by the base. These will go straight through into the floral foam. And then we just need two more at different heights. This one's quite upright, which is quite nice, so I think we'll use this one at the top. This one leans over one way. Now we've got, things seem to be going that way around, so we'll just cut this with a knife. Just cut it down like that. Just place it into your arrangement, somewhere over here. And then finally, that leaves us with our last piece. Just cut it again at a sharp angle. Just make sure you get that big surface area for the centre. And that is one of the easiest Halloween arrangements that you will ever make, but it sure is different, and I'm sure your guests will be thoroughly surprised by your creativity. That's all for now. This has been Kevin again. I'm the florist at Whitstable Flower Company. Please join us again for some more Halloween ideas and of course Christmas ideas in the future. Thank you.